What does this Afghanistan withdrawal say about Joe Biden's willingness and ability to defend not only America, but its allies as well?
Let's go even further. What about after the Taliban took over Kabul? Well, the President of the United States has every measure of power at his fingertips. He could have flown in new troops. We could have surged in and retaken Bagram Air Force Base, rather. We could have forcibly created a corridor to get our people out. And the president chose not to do that. Um, why? I think historians will have to figure that out. But I know what the result is. The result is that every bad guy around the world is looking at Washington and not seeing resolve. And many of our allies, Australia included, have every right to look at Washington and worry that the next time that we are challenged by a bad actor, will this president have the nerve to defend American interests? It's a big question mark. And I think for everyone who values their safety and security, it's a deep concern. And by the way, I say this sitting in the middle of New York City. We're about to mark the 20th anniversary of 9/11. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of very nervous people here.
Well, just on Australia, President Biden only just spoke to our Prime Minister Scott Morrison about Afghanistan, and yet Australian forces were standing side by side with America in the fight against terror. The United States also did not give us its vaccines that were expiring in August. We've had to rely on other countries. Does it sadden you to see an American administration appear to walk away from Australia like this?
Well, President Trump didn't exactly start off on the best foot with your former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull either. So we have had, presidents who haven't started off in the right foot with your prime ministers. But I think the question that you're asking is more on the national security front. Can we have confidence that the president will do all of the things that are laid out in the ANZUS Treaty? I would hope so. We really do have no closer partner than Australia. And it is disappointing that the relationship hasn't been prioritized to the degree that I think that we prioritized in the Trump administration, particularly under Secretary Pompeo, where the ties between our two countries were probably closer than they've ever been. But I have hope. These situations don't last forever. We have elections. You have elections. And hopefully after this debacle, there are some people doing some real soul searching in Washington and prioritizing our best friends, because that's really the best way that I can put it. I mean, we are best friends.